Today we will be looking at types of organizations. Now if you look at the types of organizations, there are mainly two types of organizations, formal and informal. First let us look at formal organization. A formal organization means the organization structure designed and established by management to achieve the organizational goals. Actually, it is a official system of clearly defined activities and relationships which are intended to divide and integrate the activities of the organization. It is actually a deliberately designed structure with formal authority, responsibility, rules, regulations, and channels of communication. So it is made by the management, and this structure is created intentionally by the managers for the achievement of the goals of the entire organization. So if you look at the features, first of all, it is a deliberately created structure that defines sufficient relationships between employees working at different levels of the organization, number one. The number two is the purpose is to achieve the organizational goals. Number three, each individual is assigned a particular job. Therefore, a division of work is there which leads to specialization. Then, formal organizational structure results in creation of a hierarchy of superior subordinate relationships, and it is created through delegation of authority. It specifies official communication lines across the organization. So these are your features. So as you can understand that in a formal organization, your functions are laid out, authority are laid out, responsibility are laid out between the different individuals who are working in the organization. So there is a chain of superior subordinate relationships, and this helps the determination and attainment of the objectives of the enterprise. But the degree of success in achieving the objectives, that depends on the capabilities and the attitudes of the people working in the organization. So if you look at the advantages of a formal organization, what are the advantages? The duties and the role of each member is clearly defined, so everybody knows what to do and what not to do. Then there is unity of command, because there is a scalar change. Everybody knows who is above him, who is his superior, who is his subordinate. So there is unity of command, and it is very easy to fix responsibility as mutual relationships are clearly defined. And it also provides stability to the enterprise. There are specific rules to guide the behavior of the members. It provides a framework for the performance of all the activities of the organization. And there is no chance of duplication or overlapping of work that is being done by the employees. And it results in coordination of activities of the various departments of the organization. So these are the advantages of a formal organization structure. But there are even some disadvantages. So sometimes first disadvantage, it sometimes creates rigidity due to the prescribed rules and policies. So creative talent may be not be adequately recognized. So people who are creative may not be able to use their ideas. So that is one disadvantage. Then in formal organizational structure, more importance is given to the work that is being done. human relations, psychological and social needs of the employees, they are ignored, which is not correct. And sometimes these are more important. For the coordination and synchronized working of any organization, these are very, very important. Then, since all tasks need to be coordinated, a small failure in one communication line can create inefficiency in the entire organization. So that is another disadvantages, that a small failure in any communication line can create inefficiency in the organization. Then formal organization has to follow the established chain of command. So there may be procedural delays, like you may have to obtain your permission from a superiors to do work. You cannot do it yourself, even though you know it is correct. It is in the best advantage of the organization. Then also you cannot do, because there is a chain of superiors. So procedural delays may increase the time to take a decision, and it may create your bottlenecks. Then, due to focus on the structure and work, as I told you earlier, that human relationships are ignored, and it does not provide a complete picture of how an organization works. That is another disadvantage. Sometimes the decisions of the top management are not practiced, and as a result there is lack of coordination in the organization, which in turn delays the achievement of the group goals. So these are the disadvantages of a formal organization. Now we come to informal organization. What is an informal organization? So in informal organization, actually this is not a particular structure, but you can say it is a condition where there is no formally approved organization structure. So it gets automatically created, and the main purpose of such structure is getting psychological satisfaction. So these type of organizations have always existed in any formal organization also. Like for example, people who are working together, since they are social beings, they will interact with one another, and that will create an informal organization structure. So people working together in the formal organization, they will interact, they will communicate with each other in the course of their work. Gradually they will develop friendly relations, and they will form small social groups. So the network of these social groups, which is based on maybe some common interest or maybe some your friendship, they are known as informal organization structure. So that means we can say that it is a structure which is not based on a particular level of authority or hierarchy. So thus informal organization is the system of social relationships among the members of a formal organization. So for example, your employees may come together who may have a common interest. For example, some people are interested in playing a particular game, so they come together and they form friendship among themselves, and they form a team. So in this way, informal structure develops in any formal organization. So now, if you look at the characteristics, it is unplanned and arise spontaneously due to coming together of persons with common interest and as well as attitudes. Okay, then it reflects human and social relationships among the people. It is based on common taste. It may be language, it may be religion, it may be culture, it may be some other thing. Something they must have in common. The membership of informal organization is voluntary. Nobody will be forced to be a member. If you have that interest, you automatically become the member. Then the membership has no written rules and regulations, and it is not portrayed on the organization chart of the company because there is no definite structure. It emerges to meet the social and psychological needs of the people, and it may cut across your different departments, different your hierarchy levels, and so on. For example, a person working in finance may have interaction with a person working in the production department. So, now what are the advantages of informal communication? See, since it does not follow scalar chain, so there is a faster your spread of communication. Communication can be spread at a faster rate. Then social interactions lead to cooperation and coordination among the employees. When people form informal groups, they come together and they do the work in a more coordinated manner and in a faster manner. People satisfy their social needs, recognition and acceptance in informal organizations. Informal organization provides protection to the employees from pressure of top management. Sometimes they come together to your protest against a particular decision taken by the top management, which may not be correct. And it extends flexibility to a formal organization. People interact with one another of different departments, they interact with one another and they discuss their own ideas, and maybe somebody may be having a better idea than the other who is working in the organization, and he may take that idea and do good to the organization. It helps to achieve the formal goals of the organization efficiently, as there is mutual understanding among the employees working at the different levels of the management. But there are many disadvantages also. Sometimes it is believed that informal organization structure spreads rumors. That happens. Very often it happens that it spreads rumors which may not be correct, and that may be very bad for the organization. Then it does not form a structure for the smooth working of the organization. Sometimes people may come together in informal groups and they may resent a decision taken by the top management. If the leaders want their personal interest to be satisfied at the cost of the group interest, informal organization will work against the formal organization goals. Then if group goals are different from the organization goals, then there will be a conflict. So that is very bad for the entire organization. That group goals, if they are not in line with the organization goals, then there will be conflict. Informal organization prefers status quo and routine work pattern. That means they do not want any disturbance. They want to stay as it is. As such, human beings are resistant to change, and when these informal groups are formed, they do not want any change. So even if the change is for the good, they may resist it, which may not be good for the entire organization. So these are the different disadvantages of an informal organization. Now, if you look at the differences between the formal and informal, so there are many differences between the formal and the informal organization structure. So, like for example, a formal organization is more stable, and informal organization is not so stable, because formal organization structure is deliberately formed, whereas informal organization structure develops spontaneously. Then formal organization is official, whereas informal organization is like a grapevine, it is not official. Then in the informal organization we have well-defined rules and regulations, whereas in informal organization more stress is given on the common interest, the common values that the people share. Then the authority level in formal organization is followed. There is a hierarchy, and in informal organization everybody is considered to be equal. Then in formal organization is deliberately created, whereas informal organization is not deliberately created. Then Communication is done in informal groups through the hierarchy or the scalar chain, whereas in informal communication it is not done in such a manner. There is free communication among the members. And the formal organization can be depicted by an organization chart, which cannot be done in the case of a informal organization. And formal organization structure is interdependent on one another, whereas informal organization structure is not interdependent on one another. And in formal organization, the main stress is on the work that is being done, that this is the work that is to be done. And in informal organization, it is more on psychological and interpersonal relationships among the people. So these are the differences between the two.